Hmm. Poppy YouTube. June 11th, just going over my trades that I took today. I want to fix the camera because you can see my bed, not me. And I want you guys to see it, but it is what it is. So I made 154 today. See it's top step. So I passed the My Funded Futures challenge, and now I'm taking the top step 100K. I got 50K, and I'm taking the top step 100K just so I can have different prop firms, you know what I'm saying? Just because, honestly. So I took two trades today. I'm gonna go over both of my trades. So the first trade I took was MNQ longs. Um, as you can see here, I took that early too, like fresh off the wake up. Not gonna lie, I took that at 7:09. I went 8 contracts, risking about $316. You can see I went long, 8 contracts, negative 20 points basically. Trade risk was 316, potential reward was 644, where I had targeted. This was a 15-minute demand zone and a 5-minute break of candle entry. So let me just show you guys where I got it from just here. Well, actually, no, let's go to trade view. The level initially got invalidated after we opened, but the direction worked for a split minute. So I got my zone from right here. As you can see, this doji looking candle right there. Now we'll put the replay mode on, and I'm gonna bring it probably. Okay, cool, boom. So I got this on why we had this little push up, we based, and then we had this nice little rally going from just the top of this 046 to about, so give or take like a 60, 70 point rally just once it broke out of this little consolidation. And as you can see here, we pulled back and then we went back into supply. So I'm like, okay, this is an active zone. You know, we had some demand in here, buyers stepped in a little bit. When I woke up, I looked at my phone and I used to be like, man, if I see a setup, if it's not during uh the time that the US market open, I'm not gonna trade it. I'm like, man, I'm trading futures. If I see my opportunity, I gotta take it. Like, regardless of the time, you just gotta take your opportunity. So if I go here to the 5 minute, this is what I saw. I took it here. So if you go back here, so as you can see, we came in, we had this candle right here. You see that? Look at the volume. We had the volume spike right there. And it was bearish volume, but it closed as a doji candle, like almost a bullish candle to close it. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. Like, let me see if we get a break of this candle. So this candle didn't break, this candle didn't break it. And I'm like, hold on, man. Like, which time frame is this on? So I looked, it was like on 15 minutes. I'm like, you know what? I'll take it off the 15 because the risk was still pretty valid. So I waited for the break, stop loss right under here, because that would have invalidated the bounce. And we tried, and I got stopped out. Now, when I got stopped out, I was like, all right, cool, man. It is what it is. I'm not really too upset. And I was trying to see if I could get another entry, and then that came. But I wasn't looking there because I was looking on the 5 minute. I'm like, I'm not liking how it's pushing in this way. And I was like, oh, double bottom, but I don't like how this right shoulder is lower than the left shoulder. Scratch that. But if I fast forward it right around where when it opened, market open, it had a great push up. Wait for it. Boom. So I had a great push up and then ultimately failed, came down. And yeah, so I wasn't even tripping. That was the first loss of the day. Law lost 316. Cool, call that one dead. It is what it is. Not finna be sad about the loss because I'm trying to manage my risk, and that 300 to 350 is a good risk that I know, okay, if I win one more trade, I could potentially get back that loss and then some because I'm always aiming for a 1 to 2, 90% of the time. Now, second trade I took, oh, it don't go. Second trade I took was on MNQ as well. Now, this trade again was a long, but this trade was off of 30-minute demand zone. So I can show you here execution. Now this is where it was kind of like weird. So as you can see here, I got in at I only went in 4 contracts. I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with this right here. But I know I got in around 10 o'clock. Oh, so what happened was the previous order that I had a sell limit to sell the 8 contracts. And once I got stopped out, I didn't remove that sell limit. So by the time I got into my longs now, when the price got there, it activated that sell limit and it activated for 4 of them. So it kind of like messed up. I don't know, it kind of like messed it up in a way as far as the orders because I'm long in 4 and then I have a limit to short 8. So when that long 4 meets that short limit, it cancels out for now I have 4. It took off all my buy orders and it left me with 4 sell orders. So when I saw that, I just closed out. We was already at a 1-to-1, but I'm gonna just go into details in it. So I was longing 4 contracts. I gained about 58 points, which is really good, honestly. I was risking 394. Now this 394 was like $40 over what I always want to risk. Now that happened because this move came so fast that what my calculated contracts as far as points to contracts and risk, I didn't have enough time to really do it so meticulously to like, okay, well, I'm gonna get 3 or 4. I already had in my head like 4 contracts because my risk originally was only supposed to be like 30 something points. So I could do like 4 to 5 contracts or something if I'm remembering pretty good. But I always do that like in that time on the calculator, and I'm trying to memorize that. But the setup was a 5-minute breaker candle entry. It was a 1-to-1 and it was based off a 30-minute demand. Now, also, I did not take this trade from my computer. I took this while in the dental's office. So if we go here, we're gonna go back. This is the 30-minute demand right here. I can show you. Let's remove this one. So boom. As you can see here, we broke this structure here and we had at least about, this is 1900. We had 120 point rally. So looking at this now, I'm watching it, And when this 5-minute candle, I started to see the push. I got the alert that we hit the zone. So I went to the 3-minute. I was trying to get my contracts right to get on the 3-minute. So I think this was like a 20, yeah, it was like a 25-point risk on this that I was looking to get in. And I had to do my calculations. And by the time I came back, man, that sucker was already about up here. So I'm like, damn, bro, I'm not really betting on NQ to move because if I get this break of Canada right here, my risk is going to be, let's give it 46 points. Now, for me to get my 1-to-2, that means NQ got to move 90 points. I have supply that is about 80 points away. I'm not betting that NQ is going to, because I believe in my supply zone, I know NQ is not going to get to that 1-to-2 mark based on where I enter, give or take that 45, 46 point stop loss. So I'm not really trying to put too much emphasis on risk to reward because of the supply zone here. We could kiss this zone and then come down. FOMC tomorrow, CPI tomorrow, a lot of stuff going on. So I'm not betting on a huge rally. So I actually did settle for a 1-to-1 just because I'm like, man, look, I already took a trade today. I already have a loss. I don't need to be greedy. I don't need to do too much. If the market is willing to push there, then it's gonna push there. But I'm cool with taking my position off at a 1-to-1 because I'm knowing I'm gonna get my loss back and a little extra on top. So as we pushed up, it was kind of like they showed a couple rejection candles for a couple of minutes, like these three right here, and then boom, we got that. Then I think about here, I think that's where I had my buy limit on the first demand zone on MNQ, and I was trying to catch it here. Yep. So I got in around here. Yeah, so I had my first like sell limit to get out of the 8 contracts I had on my first trade. So when that triggered that, it left it there. So I just closed it out at the 1-to-1 and I called it a day. But as you can see, like it went up to the supply and it started to reject. I don't know what it's doing now. We can exit out replay to just see. As you can see, look, it fall down. It never really got to that 1 to 2, which was this level up here, this 19,146. But that's my trade, man. And simple. I try to look for the same thing every day. Base hits 101, 1 to 2, 101, 1 to 2. Like I said, I'm not really on the whole runners thing right now, just because I'm trying to build up everything. And even though I'm taking a challenge, I still want to prove to myself consistency and what I could do, because sometimes I have like a good little week stretch of great trading, and then later it be wonky. So I just want to consistently do that, take my trades, take my setups. You see, everything that I took was my setup, my supply and demand, um, and just move forward from there. But that's it. So this day ultimately led me to profit 154. So I had a 470 win and a 316 loss. I wish to reward is always important, bro. Because let's say on this one, I said I'm only go one contract. I might have got the win, but I still would have been red. And it would, like, at least if you're gonna take two trades and have one loser, one money, you want to at least be at break even at minimum. That's why you want to stay consistent with your risk to reward. You can't go risking 300 one day and then 1,000 the next day, because even if you get a 1 to 2 win on that 300 and you make 600, when you get that $1,000 loss, you're gonna be negative 400. You know what I'm saying? So you want to try to keep them consistent, or at least in the same ballpark. So if you're doing a $300 risk, your risk can't go from 300 to 500 to 600. It could be, it could fluctuate within those 300, like 350, 375, 319, 320, 380. You know, give it that consistency, but you don't want to be having big swings in your risk to reward or your risk factor. But that's it for today, Tuesday. Another trade review coming tomorrow. I probably wasn't gonna trade tomorrow. It's FOMC CPI. Probably just gonna cool out. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed my little video. I hope it provided with some little decent information. And yeah, we're gonna call this one a day. Y'all have a good one.